girl give you one of those, she definitely not interested.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She might not just be, because if a guy approaches me, then I'm gonna make it known that I'm interested.
Yeah.
In what way?
I'm gonna talk back, and you're gonna tell by my presence.
See,
that I'm
you're
interested.
real.
That's what I'm saying. Because most
I don't
girls
know about
do.
that.
Okay.
I see what you're saying, though.
Most girls do be like, like get away from me, and then even if they do like you, it's almost as if you keep pushing, now it's like you're harassing them. So it's almost as if, when do you know when they like you if they give you a cold shoulder?
Well, if they give you cold shoulder to walk away, that's on them. What's up, y'all? We're back with another episode. It's your girl Yanni.
What's good? It's your boy Travion.
Hey y'all, I'm Jada.
All right, what we gonna get into?
Well, we have a live audience.
Yeah, let's get it.
Nah, for real.
You know, we do got a live audience. I appreciate y'all for showing up.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what y'all been up to? How's life? How have y'all been?
I guess I'll go because Trey looked at me. Life is going well. I think ever since I moved out here, my energy's just been different. You
I
know?
feel that.
I feel like,
Different good?
yeah, like I want to work harder, especially after the event we had.
Yeah.
I already had like a hardworking spirit living in NC.
Yeah.
I already had a hardworking spirit living in NC, but going back and forth, it would be weird because on my way back from Atlanta, on my way back to North Carolina, I would just feel like motivated.
Yeah.
Like, especially being around the people that we're around and, you know, the environment we're in.
I feel that.
So now I feel like I'm feeling that every day.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think for me, I definitely I feel good in a good place. But one thing I'm working on learning is that for me, I low-key feel as though I have a little bit of trauma because every time things are going good, I almost feel as though it's not real.
Yeah, like
it's
something's
unreal.
about to go wrong.
Yeah, because everything is going great right now.
Yeah.
After the event, my business, all of that is going great. So to see things going great right now, it's almost as if what's coming next.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I was telling Yanni, I'm like the opposite. Like
The opposite?
I was telling Yanni, I told her I feel like Job. You know Job from the Bible? Basically, he lost like everything. Yeah. So I feel like I'm in a place where, and we can talk about it more in a later episode, but I feel like I'm in a place where God told me what the vision was, what the plan was. Like, this is what I want you to work on in your life right now. Yeah. And as soon as I got clarity on that vision, it felt like stuff just started going wrong. Like, so much stuff. Like, I was telling Yanni before we recorded, like, I have clients right now that owe me like a couple $1,000.
Hey up.
And like out of nowhere, it was just like stuff started happening for me to not get my money. It just like weird stuff. And so it's just been like back to back thing. Even like I talked to y'all about like getting investors and stuff like that. Like even stuff like stuff with the investors has been kind of weird lately. Like it seems like they energy changed a little bit. And so it's just like been so much stuff happening. And so it's just like, dang, like what happened? Like literally everything was just good. Yeah. And now it feels like stuff is being taken away from me almost. But I was also telling Yanni before, even though all this stuff is happening, like I still am keeping my faith, you know? Yeah. Even though, because, okay, what I was going to say is, even though things are going bad, that doesn't make life bad, right? Yeah. Like, I believe that life is still good no matter what it looks like. There's always, like, so much goodness in your life. And I feel like if I were to let all the bad stuff that happens to me, if I were to let that get to me and not have faith in God or not have faith in anything, I probably would kill myself or something. Because when so much bad stuff is happening in your life, if you have faith in nothing, if you have no faith rooted in anything, then it's just like you're gonna go crazy for real.
I just saw that with a video with Keke Palmer. She was saying on TikTok that basically her mom told her, you have to live through life in order to get to the next part of it, to get the experience, to learn the lesson from what you're going through. And so as you mentioned before, I had talked about this on the Social Proof podcast where I was saying I couldn't see past a certain age and I wanted to, kill myself. And so it got to a point where I was like, But no.
Yeah.
Because if I do that, if I do something like that, that's not gonna do anything for me. That's not gonna benefit me where I'm going. And I also won't learn that, oh dang, you was actually able to get over this had you kept going. And so I just want to see that point.
And that's why I was telling you, I experienced the same thing of stuff happening back to back. And it's like, it gets to a point where all you have is faith in God. It's like, because no matter what you're doing, it's not working out, right? And so I experienced the same thing. But then what came to my mind when you were talking was how when you plant a seed, the roots have to grow deep first. And you said that everything started going wrong right after God told you the vision he had for your life, right? And so it's like he planted that seed, and now the roots are just growing deeper so that when it does bloom, you're blossoming in a strong foundation.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That way the dirt is piling up on top of it. So that way, when, like you said, the foundation doesn't break. Because if you're on a weak foundation, then, you know, it can blow away, it can move, it could get unsturdy, all of that stuff. Hey, what's good? It's your boy Travion from the Growing Painz Podcast. Hear me out. If you would like to promote your dope products in our episodes that last forever, I'm going to need you to go ahead and email us to receive our sponsorship package deals. Now, let's get back to the episode.
And that makes me think, like, sometimes when the enemy wants to give us stuff, he gives it to us quickly.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't give us time to prepare or learn how to take care of it, because it, like even the Bible says, hasty feet makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So when God gives it, it's like a slow process. So even though, like, I remember sometimes God told me a vision and everything was going wrong, and I remember just feeling like 5 months in, I'm like, okay, God, I see what you told me, but I don't see it happening in real life. But it's like a slow process, you know? You wouldn't want a undeveloped baby, you know? You would want it to be healthy. And the only way for it to be healthy is for it to go through the full process.
Nah, for sure.
I'm not gonna, you wanted to say something?
You good, you could go.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely feel as though I'm going through that experience right now of slow growth, because when I started my YouTube channel, that junk took off quickly. I said I wanted to start my channel, and then within a 2 to 3 month time span, I was already at like 20,000 subs. And so I was on a weak foundation because I'm getting all these views, I'm getting this attention, but I don't know how to maneuver with it.
That's good.
And so now the foundation broke. And at that time of 2019, when I started getting depressed and stuff, I was on a weak foundation to begin with. So it never was going to work as it should. And so now as my page is growing and I'm doing things consistently, it's almost as if, remember what happened last time. Because if I do what happened last time, it's going to be the same process, and then you're going to fall and break back down. So I'm building you up slowly so that you can actually maintain this for longevity.
And if you think about it, like a person if two people are in a race, and one person starts off jogging, but the other person starts off sprinting, the person who's jogging is going to last longer in that race or in whatever, in the run. But the person who sprints, they're going to lose their breath faster, and they're going to give up quicker than the person who started off slow.
Nah, for sure. And something you made me think about, like sometimes success, not too soon, but success, a certain amount of success before you're ready for it can like end up hurting you for real. And even I think what life has been showing me now is, I know like the plan that God has shown me, it's literally going to catapult me, right? Like it's going to really push my brain even further. And so it's also been having me reflect and make me think like, am I ready for that? And not saying I shouldn't have it, but making me think like maybe I need to do some more work on myself right now in this season. I guess while it may feel like everything is being taken away from me, maybe I'm supposed to use this time to like do some more character development, so that way when that plan comes into fruition, then I'm actually ready for it.
You just sparked to something else to current date. So right now, as far as what Royalty made it with graphics, you know how I've told you, you know, some podcasts that I'm doing thumbnails for, they're slowly like not, I'm still working with them, but I'm not doing it as consistently as I was. And so I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, I'm telling her, dang, like this person is taking some away. And they're saying, I'm not telling you that we're not going to work together anymore. I'm just taking a step back because I know you have a lot on your plate. So they're saying this.
Your clients are telling you they see that you have a lot on your plate.
Yes. And they see it. And so I'm telling my mom, like, why would you be pulling back stuff if I need it to make the investments that I want to make?
That's crazy, because you've been saying for a while how you need to hire people. Yeah. And now it's gotten to the point to where your clients see that you need to hire people. So they're like, oh, since you don't have a team, let me just take some of my business away, because it seems like you're not even able to handle all of my business.
And so this is the thing. When I was saying that to my mom, she was like, you don't recognize that God is allowing for time to be for you to delegate the work. Now I have more time to write out who are the people that I need, because in entrepreneurship, after reading the book Who Not How, they were saying that most entrepreneurs play checkers because they try to take on so many roles, and so you're taking 100%. On multiple roles that is for multiple people, and so now you can't manage it. And so when you have that, then there's nothing to really build on. You feel me? There's nothing to really there's nothing to really scale on, because you need people in order to put in place. The person who wrote Who Not How, they didn't even write the book. They got somebody else to write it. So it's like, okay, I'm doing a podcast. I can't sit here with a laptop on my lap and do the graphics. You feel me? So I gotta now move that work in order to get in. And now I have more time to do that.
And that's actually the same season I'm in too, because I want to drop some more clothes for my brand. But I'm already like managing social medias and editing, and then I'm posting content, I'm creating content, I'm doing, you know, it's like I already have a lot I'm juggling now, and it's like, okay, if I add clothes to that, and especially on top of me heat pressing, oh no, that's I ain't crazy. Doing that no more. So that's why I'm in a season of like delegating, because I'm like, okay, this new, back then that worked for me, heat pressing clothes and stuff like that. That season, me heat pressing clothes, that was for that season. I can't bring that into this season. Exactly. It's a new season, which means it's going to cause for new outputs and new inputs, right? Which means that I'm going to have to start delegating my work. Okay, I can't heat press my clothes no more because I don't have the time for it. So now I have to find a screen printer. Okay, who can manage my social media? You know, start delegating stuff. And I feel like sometimes when we try to bring old systems and habits into new seasons, and you're wondering why it's not working. Okay, well, you're in a new season now. You're way busier than you were last season. You are traveling more. You know, it's like different.
That's so true. I feel like where I'm at now, I just want to like let go of all the responsibilities I don't have to do, because I know what I'm good at in my business. So I feel like me trying to do all the other stuff, it just makes no sense. And also I see like where my business is right now and like where I'm trying to get within my business. And I feel like what's keeping me from getting there fully is by me trying to do everything by myself. Like even as far as like my sewing, that's something I've been doing less of. Like I'm just going to pay somebody to make my clothes. Like I make the designs, I create the patterns, all of that good stuff. But why do I necessarily have to be the one behind the sewing machine sewing every single thing, when it's people, whether that's at some type of manufacturing place or people who have like companies in Atlanta and stuff like that who will sew your stuff for you. So it's just like I've been trying to think of that too, like what can I do to remove myself more out of my business, so that way it doesn't require so much of me and so much of my time, because I literally have the vision. I know what I'm trying to do. I know where I'm trying to go, but I can't get there if I have my hand in every single part of the business. Like that's just not it.
And I feel like that's good for a season. Like it's good for you to learn how to wear every hat in your business.
You should know that
when that role is empty, you can fulfill it yourself. So I feel like that's good starting out. But like you said, you do get to a point where it's like, okay, I can't keep wearing all these hats.
I definitely want to talk about, because we talked about this before, but seeing other people in your industry and then you start comparing yourself to that. And the question is, are you maxing out on that level, on that type of work, on that kind of work? I'm looking at this designer, I'm like, hey twin, you trim, you feel me? So I'm like, bro, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, like you doing your
you
thing.
Are not from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta, bro. I'm from
you
Atlanta.
Want to be from Atlanta so bad.
It's like, nah, but yeah, you definitely, like I'm looking at different designers and I'm looking at the work that they're putting out, but it's like, bro, are you putting out that same amount of effort? And if you're not, you can't compare yourself to that. Also the time that they put in, they may have started this 15 years ago, you on your 5th year.
And you don't know what resources they might have in the back end.
Exactly.
Honestly, I feel like for me, I used to compare myself, but I actually realized used to compare myself to other designers, but I realized that it was actually good for me because I used to be at stuff like real bad. I I used to BS like everything, but I used to act like I wasn't on the outside, but I used to BS stuff so bad. Yeah, and so me comparing myself, eventually it made me realize the reason that they doing so good is because they not BSing. Yeah. And so it actually actually ended up being helpful for me to compare myself, because then I ended up realizing I see in myself what I need to do in order to even get to where they're at. I can't be mad that they're at this point and I'm at this point, because I'm not doing the same work that they're doing. So I feel like that's how I used comparison. It showed me like, that's why you're not at that place, because you're not doing the same stuff. You have doing everything. You BSing stuff. You're not even doing your best, bro. Like, why you expect to be at this high level, but you're not even trying your best?
Yeah. Also realizing that everybody can eat for real. Yeah. Because if you go in the store and you walk down the aisle, there's multiple brands that sell tissue.
A whole bunch of brands.
There's multiple chip
a whole
brands.
bunch of like literally.
The industry is so saturated.
I would have friends around me and be like, oh, I don't want to do this because everybody doing it. Yeah. Who cares? What do you bring different to the table that isn't what the next person is doing? It's unique and it's defined for you. So when they see this, they know that this is what I'm coming for. So there may be something, if somebody's making a dress, they may not like the speed of how the next person makes a dress. They may not like the designs or the style that they use for a dress. For graphics, the same way. They may not like exactly how cartoonish a thumbnail looks or how colorful it looks. They might like simplistic thumbnails. Wise Label, somebody may be doing a Christian brand for just the views. You see people now, they're doing the how much would you rather 5 million or 5 minutes with Jesus? She started that, bro. Stop playing. So like, people will do certain things and you just have to come to the table different. This is how I'm coming. This is what I bring to the table, and I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna carry it different.
I got a question.
What's up?
Y'all ever compared yourself, like outside of entrepreneurship, like compared yourself to other people?
Of course.
And
how human,
I feel like human nature.
Yeah. Nah, I would have moments like that, for sure. I used to compare myself to other girls. I used to have moments, I had told y'all before, where sometimes you just feel like, dang, I don't like how I look, or dang, I don't look like these other people, or just feeling like bad about yourself, like stuff like that. I used to compare myself like real bad.
I started to realize that no matter how great life is, who it may be, it's always gonna be somebody out there that's better or got something better than what you got. Like, nah, I do sound like J. Cole, but nah, it's always gonna be somebody out there that's.
How the song go?
It's like no such thing in a life that's better than yours. Yeah, but nah, it's always gonna be somebody out there that's rocking the latest sneakers. That got, you may have a 2023 car, they got a 2024. You feel me? Sure. You may have a house that got 3 bedrooms, they got 4 bedrooms. It's always gonna be something or somebody who's in a higher position or a better level, but. What comes with that, you don't know. You may be in a relationship and you don't know. You like, oh, they're married. You don't know that man is beating on that woman every single day. You feel me? You may be sitting here and you looking at this person. They got all this jewelry on. They got all the nicest cars. The car rented out. The jewelry rented out. The house is rented out. You feel me? You don't know exactly what they got.
And I think that actually helped me stop comparing myself to other people, because I realized, okay, they may have what I want in this area, but I wouldn't want the rest of the areas. I like what I have. And so I realized that although if somebody has a quality or something that I aspire, it's like I would rather stay where I am than trade and then have all of that.
Yeah.
Also, I like what I have. I feel as though what's for you is for you. So when it comes, it comes. I'm not rushing it. So we talked about the one time you weren't on the phone that time, but we were talking about sneakers and just how we want all these sneakers and stuff. And it's just, you see other people with it, but I know I'm gonna get it. Maybe I don't need it right now. I have other priorities. Somebody just talked to us about getting a vending machine. Those are investments that we need to make before worrying about what sneakers or clothes or anything else that we may want, but it's not a need.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Assets.
I feel that, but it's still balancing it.
For sure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you can still treat yourself to some things
for sure
on your way up, instead of like not treating yourself at all until you get to that point,
But I feel like maybe from the perspective of like back then, I would stay on like everything that's
okay,
out.
I get what you mean.
But it's like now I'm in a season where, okay, yeah, if, you know, I got it and, you know, I don't need to invest in nowhere, then okay, you know, I'll treat myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's not a priority for me anymore.
I feel that, definitely not a priority.
It's definitely not a priority. So what's something that, because in entrepreneurship, bro, we talked about this with somebody privately, but they asked us, who are we? And we start bringing up all this stuff. I'm this, I'm an entrepreneur, I do this, I do that. No, who are you? What do you do outside of all of the other stuff that, you know, moves the needle for it? So who do y'all think y'all are? Who are you pretending to be?
Who are we pretending to be, or who do we think?
Who do you think you are, and who do you think you're pretending to be right now?
Who do you think you are?
It's like a 2-part question.
Yeah.
That's a loaded question.
So
because I feel like I'm really at a place where I'm really figuring myself out right now.
Me too.
I'm figuring out who I am, so that's hard to answer. Hey y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GP Crew to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're gonna get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
But I feel like I'm not really pretending anymore. At least not as much. I feel like I've been getting better at just showing up as Jada.
Yeah.
But I used to pretend in a lot of ways. I used to pretend like I felt not that I was perfect, but wanting to come off perfect depending on who you're around. I feel like even just pretending like you got it all together when you really don't.
Yeah.
Or even I would feel like this I actually still do struggle with. So I get scared to show people like all of Jada, like all of my personality.
Yeah.
And so I will only show people like what I think they'll like. Because it's like this fear like, oh, what if they don't like all parts of me? So I'm going to just like hold that back. I'm going to just show the parts that I know they will like for sure. And so I guess that's like pretending in a way. Yeah. But as far as like who am I feel like I'm still figuring that out right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the thing I'm learning, like balancing me discovering who God made me to be, and on the other side growing a business. Like I don't know if it's just me, but it's like something like I don't know.
It's hard to do both.
Yeah, it's like
that's how I feel. It's like okay, so every all the success you get from your business is like I feel like it comes from like who you are internally. So I feel like you have to know yourself. Like even your character traits, everything that you deal with internally, that's all gonna show up in your business. So I feel like it's important to know yourself and like work on yourself in order for your business to like really thrive.
Yeah,
because for instance, like last year I was dealing with like fear of success, right? Like I was so scared, like because I was just in a season of like self-sabotaging myself. So I was projecting that season into the rest of my life, and I'm like, okay, if I'm doing all of this now, then when I reach success, I'm gonna do something and mess everything up. That was my thought process, and that's all I could think about. And so it just started to show in my business. It started to show in the way I networked with people. Like it just started to show. And so that's an example I'm saying of how I'm balancing figuring out who God made me to be and balancing that with my business.
Yeah, for sure. I feel as though I definitely pretended or not even pretended of what you said of just not giving your full self. I can turn into a brick wall for real. Like not showing no personality, just being straightforward. This is what it is. This is what you're going to get. And I'm just not fully myself when I walk in the room. But I feel as though that's what you should do when you walk in the room is own the room. This is your space. This is your life.
I feel like guys pretend a lot.
For sure.
I feel like most guys have up walls. So I feel like guys pretend to be something that they're not more.
What's like one trait you see often?
Y'all want to answer? We got a lot of guys here.
What's one trait y'all see?
Yeah.
Somebody could go up to the mic. Come on, let's get it, twin. Go to the mic. She said that she feels.
I feel like guys be pretending a lot. Like they be putting up walls, acting like they something they not.
What do you feel like guys pretend with? The mic. They're not gonna hear you. Yo.
Alright. So what we were saying? Guys pretending?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like guys pretend a lot.
I feel like in that situation, a lot of times, guys, we have to pretend though.
Why you say
Why?
that?
Not saying like a lot like that, but cause like for one, it be places like we really can't go. We gotta hide like our mental health. You feel me? We gotta. Most
true,
people, you faking. Oh,
That's
You
good.
just looking for a bailout.
Yeah.
You being weak. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, a lot of times, they gotta pretend. I
That's
might be
good.
crushed.
That
but
is really good.
you know what, I can't show you on crush. You ain't gonna, we might feel like you don't care anyway.
That actually, yeah, that's
That is
really
a good
good.
point.
No, for real.
And it'd be like, shit. If I don't fake it, I can't get everybody 100% me anyway.
Yeah.
You never.
Wait, so why you say
Yeah,
that?
why do you feel like that?
Because some people will take it and manipulate you or use it against you. Everybody not real. You feel me? You'll know the people
That's a lesson I need to
who
learn.
deserve
That's
to
true.
know the real me. Everybody don't deserve to know the real me. You can get 25%. Somebody might get 50.
Somebody might
and
get
somebody
100.
might get
That's a
100.
really good perspective.
But other than that, I can't give everybody the real me.
So who do you know who to give yourself to then?
Cause it like I feel like I ain't gonna care. Like God show me, like you feel me, like I'ma know, like okay,
Okay.
this person right here, like we
Discernment.
already lined up, like cause
Like you could trust them.
yeah, like you feel me, like it's only certain people though, like I know you can read them.
Yeah.
A lot of times we go against our own intuition.
Yeah.
I tell folks that
That's
a lot. I
true.
feel like God be that first, the subconscious, like where you can't even control your thought. Like you know you just thought that, but the thought you could control just said,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm going anyway." He might have just told
Yeah.
you, "Well, I want to go."
That is so
When I look
good.
at stuff like that, I be like, "Nah, I ain't going no more." Cause anytime I done went against my intuition, it go bad every time.
When you got second guess it, it's like, nah, I can't
Nah,
do it.
for real. He
I used to
made
do
a
that
bunch
with
of good
skating.
points. Especially just how he was saying, like, one of the reasons guys can't, like, I guess show all of themselves is because it's like you don't know who to trust, right? And so I feel like that's true. And even maybe it's like a fear of being judged, because I feel like sometimes girls will take advantage
was
of
gonna
if they
say
do
that.
see
Yeah.
like a guy is showing more himself, they may judge him like, oh, like he said, like, oh, he weaker. Something.
Especially when, because girls don't do it in a way of just,
You could.
it's just between y'all. It's almost like an embarrassment thing. Let me do it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what you told me, what you confided in me in. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. You definitely have to, you can't give all of yourself. As a man, you can't give all of yourself to everybody, because if everybody know who you are, they know how to attack you in each and every way.
Yeah,
Nah,
and I
for
feel
sure.
like maybe girls don't have to pretend as much as guys, because girls are more like emotional. So
Yeah.
I don't think people look like. Of course, there's a double standard. So of course, like people look at males as, oh, you're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to like do this. Like,
Yeah.
so they have to pretend. But for girls, it's more natural. Like, okay, she's feeling sad or she's feeling
Yeah.
this way, you know. So we might have to pretend.
A
to
friend
that.
told me before, he said if he was if he was to go on his Instagram and post I'm depressed on his page, he said, like, as a man, people would be like, he felt like his friends and nobody would care, or it would be an expectation of like, get yourself together. Why as a man are you posting that you depressed or something? But he said if a woman did it, then it would be like, oh, are you
Thousands
okay?
of comments.
Like it would be like okay for her to just be open about how she's feeling mentally. Before a guy, it's almost like you could be looked at differently by being open about like, dang, this is where I'm at.
That's
Bruh,
actually
nah, facts.
crazy.
That is crazy, bro. People be making jokes about the wrong things. They gonna be like, bro, you depressed?
No,
They gonna
like,
start
for real?
laughing.
Right.
It's like, nah, facts. They like, bro,
Literally.
depressed.
Literally.
Right.
They gonna be like,
sad,
bro, wait,
though.
hold on, because I saw something crazy. I saw something crazy on TikTok. This girl.
You laugh.
It's not funny, but it's this girl. She told her friend that she was depressed, and it's kind of the same thing. And it was like, it was a meme. It was like the girl was like, "You about to kill yourself?" And it's like, bro, like you don't do stuff like that, because what if she would have done that? Like,
Yeah.
that's not even funny. Like,
Why are you laughing then?
I'm not I'm not laughing.
Exactly.
I'm not laughing. Bro, y'all making me laugh. Y'all making me laugh. It's Jada looking at me. Wait, hold on, because I want to say real quick. What about the women that feel as though they gotta have on a strong face or strong shield? They gotta be the strong black woman, or but I don't think
that's pretending. I feel like women who feel like they have to be the strong black woman is because they really got to be strong. Yeah.
So you don't think guys really have to be strong?
Wait, what?
Okay, yes, but you're saying girls are pretending when they do that. But just like how guys aren't pretending, I don't think girls are pretending when they put up the strong, like, oh, I got to be a strong black woman, yada, yada, because they actually have to be.
Yeah, I feel like they, like, just built up that way but through, like, what happened. But maybe for guys, like, it's more so they probably put on a front on the outside. When they get on the inside by themselves, they're more, like,
mellow, chill,
or in their
open.
Yeah. But to add to your point, I do think girls pretend too. I feel like pretend.
Everybody pretends.
I don't think so.
They pretend?
In what way though?
How?
Mike, you wanna go to
or one of y'all? But yeah, how do y'all think girls pretend more?
He said girls don't pretend.
Cause like I think from a mental health standpoint, guys for sure they quote unquote gotta pretend. Cause it's like socially accepting of a guy being depressed or having mental issues as opposed to a girl. But I think at the same time, like girls also pretend in other ways when it comes to like just social interactions. Like say like a guy can easily like it's more socially accepting for a guy to be like, oh, she bad. As opposed to a girl being like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying, he's attractive.
That's interesting.
Cause girls never gonna admit it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Guys, it's like it's already like it's like a bro thing. Like
but I don't think that's pretending because why I gotta tell you that you fine? That don't make
Why not
sense.
just open up your mouth?
Exactly.
Nah.
But
that's what I'm saying. Why not just open up your mouth and say it?
I just feel like
that's
because like compliments, like.
But it's like why I gotta say something first?
You know, that's more so
if you have feelings towards this guy, why can't you just open up your mouth and say,
exactly.
I got feelings towards you?
Exactly. Girls are acting like they not in love or attracted to a certain guy.
Because look, so this is what I was told. You're not supposed to like a guy until he loves you. Exactly.
Okay, false. Look, no, that's false.
Look,
everybody face in the crowd.
Look, I'm pretty sure y'all been with girls before where they got all these feelings for y'all, but you may not feel the same way about them. So if a guy is in love with you, then he ain't going nowhere, most likely, if he really in love with you. So that way you could start liking a guy when he in love with you.
No, so there's no way.
Just to be sure. Okay.
See, look, that's where the pretending comes in on the girl part. Cause get what? If you feel like I love you, like we saying, cause y'all saying once a guy love you, you like him. So for you, in order for you to know I love you, hey, you done stuck around. You already love me. You talking about I'm just starting to like you. That's a lie. It's how you pretending. I mean, your face. We already dating. What we doing?
We don't know.
What we doing?
Now they got excuses.
You feel me? And girls pretend in the sense, cause like us as guys, we might ask you how you doing or are you okay? Guess what? If you feel like, or you looking at me and I'm good and I'm okay, you might feel like, oh, I don't want to tell him that. Like, you feel me? He might be.
That's a good point.
He might not want to hear it, or they'll lie and try to make themselves feel good because they know they talking to somebody else who might be not be in the space they in. So if you depressed, you might pretend to me that you okay because you looking at me and I'm okay. So
I've
now
done
you
that
might
before.
feel like, and girls do that a lot. Like I might say, hey, are you good? Now it hit the fan 6 months later. Now I wasn't there for you when you was down, when I asked you 100 times.
Yeah. That's a good point. Okay.
I guess you have a point.
Yeah, I can give you that. Yeah.
Come on, you gotta come up to the mic. Bro, gotta come up to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't edit it out. We just need to hear the audio of what you're saying. That way we won't gotta repeat it. He got the camera on me.
We won't be able to hear you if you don't go to the mic.
But I've done that before. Like, I'll tell a guy I'm good because I don't want him to Or even with friends, I do that. Like if people seem like they're good, I don't want to tell them I'm not good because I don't like want to bring them down with like everything that I'm feeling.
But what makes you think that you can't even ask, like, are you open to having this conversation?
I mean, I think I just be in my head for real. Yeah, I assume how people are going to react. Mm-hmm. Or I'll assume if I tell them this is probably what they're gonna feel or what they're gonna think about what I have to say. Mm-hmm. So I rather keep what I'm feeling inside sometimes, opposed to saying it if I feel like I'm not gonna get like a good reaction or maybe they may not comfort me or whatever the case may be.
Bro, women will make a whole storyline in their head. That is crazy.
You wanna say something?
There, we got a woman here now.
Okay.
All right, let's get your take.
Okay, I don't think of it as like pretending. I honestly think it's protecting yourself in a way as a woman. Yeah, I think it's just protecting yourself and just kind of seeing how it goes and letting something marinate, you know, instead of putting all your feelings out on the line. And I think that also goes into when it comes to chasing in a relationship, whether it's friends or boyfriend and girlfriend. The Bible also says, I don't know if it's in Proverbs, but he who finds, not she who finds.
That part.
So, I think it's just protecting. It's nothing real fake about when a woman doesn't want to pour her heart out and all these feelings and whatever, say something first. Yeah. I think they're just waiting or letting something marinate first. That's how I feel. That's just based on how I'm going.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Sometimes, like, especially if somebody asks, like, how I'm feeling or something like that, depending on who the person is, if I don't really know them like that, I'm not about to just tell you everything that's going on because I'm not that comfortable with you. Mm-hmm. And I've experienced, like, getting something slammed back in my face before. Yeah. So it's like, from experiencing that, it's like, okay, now I can't just say anything.
And I feel like from her point of view of chasing, I feel like as a woman, why should I have to make that first move? I don't think I could be interested in a guy, I could be attracted to a guy, but why do I have to be the first one to say it? I feel like that's honestly something that just is a guy thing. That's what a guy is supposed to do.
It can't be like just a real quick initiating at least.
No, for sure. So I feel like, especially like starting off, it's in the first of all, with approaching, I'm not approaching no man.
So not like just saying like, hey, how you doing? Shaking his hand. You know, you look nice.
I might compliment your shoes, but you're going to have to take a hit.
No, for real. Literally, yeah. I might say, yeah, you got nice shoes. Or
I feel like it's in a man's nature to chase anyway.
Exactly. So it's like,
agree,
they're going to go after what they want.
Exactly.
They're going to go after
How is no?
That's what she's saying. Compliment your shoes. You wear different shoes every day.
My hand up here, that's my feet.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm starting a conversation.
Because why would I just tell anybody I like their shoes?
Because look, if a man come up to you and say, hey, you're beautiful, right? That's what you want to hear, right? If he come up and
so a girl is supposed to say you're handsome, you're fine.
Why not? That's the double standard. Why we can't hear it sometimes? That's not even chasing
first
though.
of all,
that's
everybody's standing
Am I tripping though? That's not like chasing.
Okay, I feel like say if we've been dating.
No, but you
just come to the mic.
When I say in terms of letting it marinate, that's exactly what I'm saying, because it's like when a guy comes up, for example, and says, hey, you're beautiful and whatever, say a little nice little thank you, something like, but that doesn't mean, say, if you guys do get in a relationship, that doesn't mean that he does that the whole time in the relationship.
Yeah, like I'm a reciprocate
in the relationship, and you're just the little, like when you get into that relationship, that's when you can be able to chase each other.
Exactly.
But in terms of starting it off, that man
he's supposed to pursue.
Yeah, because also sometimes guys get tired of chasing for a while, and so even if it's a couple weeks.
No,
some people would chase longer though.
It depends how long on if you really want to.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not even like how many girls do you chase until it gets like that. It's like how long are you willing to go until it gets to that point.
And plus, y'all saying that y'all want a female to chase y'all for the guys, but I feel like I be hearing guys say, "Oh, once I get her, then it makes me lose all the passion or everything I had."
I don't want you to chase me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to chase me, but
y'all just wanted to show this.
Complimenting your
sneakers
make
me feel good too though. Like I could chase you, yeah, you can act like, you feel me? But first of all, a lot of females that the guys gonna approach gonna try to act stiff from the get-go.
Right.
What? Okay, cool. We not saying be friendly, but you don't gotta be still, cause now I don't know. It's so many females out here. You got 1,000 different personalities. Okay, I might have ran into a couple of them. So when you came off this way, that might have been how one who done scarred me or something came off. So now I just went the other way. You see what I'm saying? Cause I didn't know. But in your head, you like, dang.
Okay, that's a good point. So you feel like if you tell a girl, oh, like you go up to a girl and you tell her, oh, you are so beautiful, her response should be, I think you're attractive too.
Nah, she don't have to say that. Like, you feel me? Like, just the energy. You feel me? Some girls are fake the energy. Like, they'll be like, okay, like, you feel me? She might actually be interested, but like, she might say, thank you. I mean, I ain't gonna care.
Yeah. Bro, if a girl give you one of those, she definitely not interested.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She might not just be, because if a guy approaches me, then I'm gonna make it known that I'm interested.
Yeah.
In what way?
I'm gonna talk back, and you're gonna tell by my presence.
See, you're real.
That's what I'm saying, because most girls do.
Okay.
I see what you're saying, though.
Most girls do be like, like, get away from me, and then even if they do like you, it's almost as if you keep pushing, now it's like you're harassing them. So it's almost as if, when do you know when they like you? If they're not, if they give you a cold shoulder.
Well, if they give you cold shoulder to walk away, that's on them.
That's a good point.
But I see what y'all are saying, though.
What
you said what?
Yeah, I'm not playing the guessing game with you. I'm not about to, she said she liked my sneakers, bet.
Let me wear these sneakers every day.
That's what I'm saying. You should like them again? Okay, look. They say, so if I say you look good and you just say thank you, like, how I'm gonna know, like, you feel like they saying, how would you know that the girl?
It's because it's gonna be the energy.
You can tell.
Like, it's gonna be a certain type of thank you. I feel
exactly. Like if she's like thank you, but if she's like, oh, thank you,
I think y'all need to get around like other females. Like,
yeah. Because the thing is, wait, hold on. Nah, y'all got a good point.
I keep this with a lot of females, like, because most females hang with a group of friends who more likely they're gonna have similar interests or like, you feel me, on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm. They definitely.
This group. This one boy probably done experience like one of each group. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, y'all might think this way, but then you got these over here. They might be far gone. You might.
Now I get it.
Like, and the thing is, you and Jada are different from how most girls act. Most girls act a certain way, act as if they are invincible. You can't touch them. You can't talk to them. So
I have a friend that does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's different because y'all don't approach things. Y'all approach things differently.
Different.
No. You know, you have friends.
Not birds of a feather flock together.
You have not in the Bible, sir. No. What Bible you reading? I just keep that.
He got the Bible out.
What verse? Who wrote that?
He got the Bible out. I'm crying.
That's funny, but no.
That's not King James.
That's hilarious.
What Bible are you reading?
Okay.
Throw it out.
See, just I need to read the Bible more.
So, it does say that.
I'm like, yeah. Whole time, y'all need to read the Bible consistently.
So look, I have friends who act real stiff when dudes come around, do the most on social media, all of that. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean birds of a feather flock together. But it's just you have people that you grew up with. So are
they like a distant friend? Like
a distant friend. Yeah. So it's like, if that's what they do, that's what they do. But that doesn't mean I do that. So yeah, that was funny though.
The Bible does say bad character.
Good morals.
That is true. But if they're distant friends, I feel like
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna try because I got some friends like
yeah, like
then some friends like I know. Okay, he in his shell right now.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes we get in seasons where you may have to distance yourself from certain people. Yeah. Like I had a talk with somebody about this. I never cut off my day ones for real. And I used to think that I would. Ooh, yeah. But no, when I say day ones, I mean like the people that's been there for me from the jump. Like, I won't cut them off because they were there for me before everybody else. They were there for me before I started building some type of success for myself. They were there for me like when I was like really going through it. So even though they may not be doing well for themselves, I don't got to be their bestie. They could be a distant friend, but I'm not going to cut you off because you haven't got your life together. I just have to reposition what place you have in my life. Right. But because you were always there for me, like no matter what, you've been my friend this whole time. You haven't like done me wrong. We just in different places mentally, and with our businesses, or even if they're not an entrepreneur or whatever. Yeah, exactly. We in different places, but that doesn't make you a bad person just because you don't got the same mindset as me. So now we just changed the nature of this relationship. Yeah, so sure. I realized, because even as I started to build like more friends and like the entrepreneur space and stuff like that, I still have thoughts where I feel like, well, so I have thoughts where it's like, well, these people still don't know me how like my people from back home know me. So it's just like, I know that if I were to gain it all and lose it all, I know that those people still love me the same, believe in me the same. Yeah. But then like as I'm building new friendships, it's like, well, they still is the friendship based off of my success, like is the friendship based off of how well I'm doing,
what you've done for them.
Exactly. And so that's why I feel like the people who've been there from the jump, they could still be distant friends. We just in different places, and
also I feel like that happens naturally sometimes.
Yeah, like exactly. You don't gotta intentionally cut anybody off. You may move
somewhere, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to. Yeah, what you said. You don't have to intentionally cut people off, because it's gonna changes are gonna be made in your life whether you like it or not.
Especially.
It's just, I don't have to cut you off as a friend, because like you said, you were there at my core and my ages when I was developing, for real. For sure. You know what I've been through, you know what I've gone through. And so as you mentioned, friends who are now becoming your friends based off of your success, will they be there, or will they close you out when all of the lights turn off, everything hits the fan?
Exactly. I gotta pull out a 50 Cent 21 questions. He said he said, would you leave me or up and leave me? 50 Cent, but believe me or up and leave me. But nah.
That's true. But I wanted to say, like, sometimes you'll even notice, like, your mindsets are in just two different buckets. Yeah. Where when y'all come together, there's nothing to talk about. We have nothing to, like, bond over anymore, because we're just two different people now.
I went out with a friend to eat, and it almost was as if I didn't know them anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting. We didn't really have much to talk about, because I'm in this whole space, they're in another space, and so we can talk about it, but we can't relate to it. Bro. And sometimes with friendships, you can trauma bond for real, because you could be talking to a friend, you could be living in the house with your parents, you talking about your parents to each other, you talking about school to each other. Yeah. Then when y'all no longer are at the same school, when y'all no longer are living with your parents, now the dynamic of the friendship changes, because there's nothing to base the conversation off of. You can sit on the phone on FaceTime hours and hours, but once you start to change and develop, you can't sit on the phone for hours, because it's going to be awkward. It's going to be silence.
That just made me think of something. I'm going to say one more thing and then you could go. And then we gotta wrap it up. I was with a friend. I don't want to tell the details of this story, because if she do watch the podcast, I don't want her to know I'm talking about her. Yeah. But I was with a friend for hours, and I was like going through a lot at that time. And we used to be close like this, but stuff is like distant now. Like I said, we in two different places. And I was like going through a lot, and I wanted to cry, and I said, I don't even want to tell her why I'm crying. I don't want to tell her what's going on. So I like turned my head and did one of them silent cries. So that way I was like, let me get this out, wipe my face, and then just turn my head back around and then finish the conversation. But that moment made me think, dang, I'm really not close with her no more. I'm sitting with her for hours, and it's like just a lot of surface level conversation, like, talking about who you messing stuff with, like all that good stuff. But it was like no like nothing behind the conversation,
like no substance.
Exactly. And so that showed me like, oh yeah, we really not like
this is different now,
like this anymore. Because if I want to cry and I don't even want to tell you why I'm crying, clearly that's the problem. But what were you about to say?
Okay, so I was just gonna ask, so like, far as like when y'all say y'all let the relationship, like we've like far as day ones go, how you said distant, like how like far gone do you believe they gotta be before you like like what do you do like far as a friend, like you see what I'm saying, to try to keep them on the same spectrum or even get their mind to elevate? Because I got homeboys around me, like I done heard my mama tell me, or you feel me, 100 times, like you need to go get some new friends, you feel me? I don't need to go get no new friends. I need my friends that I got who I do trust and love, like y'all saying, on a deeper level, who gonna love me regardless. I'm gonna ride for them. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna coach them up. I'm gonna try to change their mindset. Now, if I'm feeding it into you and you don't want to go where I'm going, and now I see that your mindset different, now I'm gonna leave you alone. Like I'm gonna go the other way. Right. Yeah. Now I can let you know, like, twin, I tried. You feel me? I tried to elevate you. I tried to take your mindset to another place. Yeah. You don't want to go there, but I'm trying to get there. So now you can't be mad at me for leaving you behind. But you see, if you don't give your friend no type of motivation, or like you showing them where you're at, you see what I'm saying? Because first of all, you got to get somewhere before you can distance them. It can't just be a mindset thing. Because at that point, they still just looking at y'all like the same.
Oh, you in the same space as me.
Yeah.
So
that's a good question.
It's like, if you're not showing me the progress, because like when Josh was on y'all podcast, you see what I'm saying? He told y'all, like, I don't know if y'all knew he was talking about us, but he was talking about me and little TJ right there. You see what I'm saying? So, okay, we see what Twin doing. He got the trucks. You feel me? We going to eat here. We going to these dealerships. We actually seeing like this type of lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Something to motivate us. Okay, so after that, like he said, locked in. Like me and my brother, we got some like, but I seen this on David them podcasts, like an hour a day. You feel me? You put an hour a day towards your goals, like consistently, you will see a different margin. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, somebody had to give me that. I could tell myself 100 times. I mean, he could tell me, like, I'm an entrepreneur. If I don't see no proof, nigga, you me. We the same. What you mean? How you an entrepreneur? You doing the same thing I do. So, yeah, who you talking to right now? What girl you dating?
I feel like as far as pulling your friends up, the most you can do is pour into them and show them. Yeah. But they have to want it in themselves.
Yeah, like you have the want in you. So everybody may not have the want in you. I've tried to literally drag some friends, and I remember this is what made me stop trying so hard with friends. I remember it was like around New Year's. I'm sitting with like some of my closest friends. It's like a few years ago. Sitting with some of my closest friends, and I'm like, all right, y'all, let's talk about our goals for next year. And everybody just got so annoyed. Like, bro, like literally one girl said, I don't want to talk about my future. Literally said that, I don't want to talk about my future. I don't want to think about goals. Like, it was like they were so over, like, just, and it's not like I do it all the time. It's just like they had no interest in talking about what they're going to do to make next year better. And then one girl even just like got up and walked off because she just did not want to talk about anything about bettering herself or nothing. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm done trying. Because if somebody really wants it,
they're going to do it.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're my friend, you're around me, you see what I do. And I'm like always trying to like talk about, you know, things I'm learning. If you choose to just like not deny that or not be around, then that's on you. Exactly.
I've had friends where it literally, as you said, sometimes it'll get to the point where you want it bad more than they do. And so it'll be as if, all right, I'm trying to pull you up, but you're not coming with me. You want to sit in this place. You want to talk about the same stuff. You want to be in the same environment. I've literally helped friends or tried to talk to them at least. This is what you got to do to stay consistent. This is what you got to do to build a habit. This is who you see who I'm around. You see what I'm doing, but you don't want it for yourself. So I can't help you. I can't take you with me because you don't want to come with me. It's it's all based off of what you do. If I've had friends that will send me messages about who I used to be and all of this stuff, I'm no longer that person. That person that you met 5 years ago is not the same Travion standing here today.
And I feel like that's the whole thing. Like, they, like how we were saying, they have to want it. And it's like, because I've experienced sending books, sending videos. Okay,
tutorials.
This is what you got to do. Do this, and then let me know when you're done. They never do it. I call you, I'm on the phone. Did you do it? They didn't do it. Heck no. And so it's just like, you're giving all this. It's like you want it more than them. Like, you want a better life for them than they want it for themselves. But
And you see them alongside you. You see them alongside you, but they don't see it for themselves. And so if they don't see it for themselves, you can't frame nobody's mind to do it. It's gonna get to a point, either they just, forever stay where they're at, or they're gonna eventually wake up and realize, oh snap, whole time I have a strong connection with this person. Yeah. I need to be using my resources in order to get where I want to be.
Nah, so, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good
conversation.
Yeah. Ooh, real quick, because even us right now, sitting in front of y'all today, we're still building a friendship.
For sure.
Yeah.
We
only a couple months in, y'all.
Yeah.
Literally.
We started this podcast and we're building a friendship while we starting this podcast.
Yeah, for real.
That is crazy.
And that's something we were originally going to talk about today. I think the fact that this is a new friendship it played a part in some of the issues we were having like behind the scenes with the podcast, because we were all afraid to like be ourselves with each other. We got up walls. We're not really saying everything that's on our mind and stuff like that. But now it's like better. We done talked about it. So,
but what's crazy is when we're around other people, they be thinking we've been friends for years.
That's what I'm saying. How long have y'all thought we were, friends?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is. Yeah.
I know, I'm not going to say his name, but he used to be on there.
Yeah.
And he was on another podcast before, and he was too. And that fell off. So
yeah.
Yeah. They literally met while we were starting the podcast.
Yeah, our first day meeting was our first episode recording.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I knew Trey for a little bit because we work on the same team, but
yeah. And I met Trey in Miami.
That was our first episode.
Our first episode was
February.
Back in February.
Early
February.
Yeah.
And so we just been building, but before it recently, literally right before the Go Getter link up, we had so many issues going on behind the scenes, bro. And we just had to talk about it. Zoe even asked like a question: what do you think about this person? What opinion do you have? And it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So you don't have to say it disrespectfully. You don't have to say it in a way that's gonna offend somebody. Just simply tell them, what is it that you're lacking? What is it that you see that I don't see in myself? And that's how y'all continue to grow. That's how friendships grow. When you don't, that's why I've cut off some people, because, or not even cut off, I've distanced myself, because we built a foundation on not being able to communicate with each other. When stuff hit the fan, we don't talk. Instead of talking, we just simply distance ourselves, or we angry at each other. I never want a friendship where I'm mad at you and we can't talk about it.
Bro, literally, I know we're supposed to be wrapping up. So I'm going to say this last thing, but I saw something that said, if you can't have conflict or disagree in a friendship, then that's not really a friendship. There's this girl, we've been friends for the longest, and I had an opportunity to dress somebody for the Grammys. And literally, I let my friends use my clothes sometimes like that I make for photo shoots, stuff like that. So it's my friend's birthday, and I'm like, she said, can you let me borrow something for a photo shoot? I sent her this design I made. The moment I sent it to her, somebody says like, hey, can you dress so-and-so for the Grammys? I want this look, literally the look I just sent off. And so I called my friend, or I sent her a message. I said, as soon as you get this, take your pictures, send it right back, because this is for the Grammys. So long story short, she takes her pictures, and then she acted like she sent it off, but then she didn't send it off, went to Jamaica, and then she comes back to she goes back home. She doesn't live in Atlanta. She lives back in Texas. And so then she's like, oh yeah, like she was basically ignoring my messages until she finally sent it off, because I kept reaching out to her. So then she finally sends me a tracking number. That was her first time responding in weeks after like acting like she sent it. And so then by the time she sends it, the Grammys is like 2 days away, maybe 3 days. And so I said, I wish you would have at least just told me that you didn't send it yet. I could have told you to send it straight to LA instead of sending it to me. So then it ended up getting to me. I send it to them, and it gets there the day of the event. While they open up the box, they said the whole outfit smells straight like weed. It's lipstick stains all over it, like it's dirty, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, bro, you're supposed to literally be like my childhood friend. what the heck? Like, you did not communicate none of this with me. One, why would you treat my stuff like that if you're my friend?
Right.
But it's like, it's the Grammys, bro. Like, I've been doing design my whole life. Exactly. Like, you really don't care for real, because you know this is a big opportunity for me, and for you to do that, it's just like, what? And then she never, and so I sent her a message, because typically I avoid confrontation. And I just sent her a message because she wasn't answering my calls. I sent her a voice note. I just let her know how I felt. I said, it was something along the lines of like, I know it's too late to do anything, but I'm letting you know this is how I feel. This is how you made me feel by doing this. And she just never responded. And it's just like, you can't even have a conversation with me after years and years and years and years of being friends. It's just like, what? Like,
that just shows, just because y'all been friends for a long time don't mean
they willing to come through for you. She should have hit her with the mink. It's like, nah, I don't condone violence. But that was a good episode.
We talked about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
but this was a good episode for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks to the live audience.
Thank y'all. We appreciate it. We need to have more events like this, more gatherings. Sure. We like seeing y'all in person and
for sure,
just getting to meet with y'all. So I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Let them know where they can find you. Oh, about subscribing and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all tune on audio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And then y'all can follow me, Yanni Bratcher, and then my clothing brand, Wise Label.
I hope y'all subscribe.
No,
like that. But you can follow me at Roy Travion. My business, my creative agency, my design agency is Royalty Made It. Royalty without the Y, made it.
And then you could follow me at I am Jada Ellis and at Jael Official on Instagram. And make sure you join our text group. If you want to be able to come to like live recordings, we're going bowling after this. So even if you just want to be a part of stuff like this, make sure you join our text group. I don't know the number, but it's going to be on the screen maybe or in the description. But yeah, thanks y'all for watching, and we will see y'all next time.
All right, let's get it.
Bye, y'all.